Okay, good evening. Thanks, Juana, for inviting me. I'm maybe coming from the longest distance here tonight. And I hope you are still alive after all these breathtaking presentations. We are probably the youngest organization here. I only have noticed that you said you are existing for 7 years or 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. Dina 10 years. Kek 10 years. Yeah. So it seems like we are the babies here. Yeah, we are 5 years. 5 years. So we were just celebrating the 5th birthday this year, and we are a little bit specific. I would say because Prague is very multicultural city. So our organization was founded by American landscape architect Martin Barry. So it makes it very different from what is actually happening in the country. Yeah. And I joined reSITE only in the 2nd year of this existence. Yeah. So I was not there at the 1st year, and it's also within the staff. When I joined the team, me with my name, I was the only Czech-speaking person there. Yeah. My colleague was Slovak, the other one was Russian, and then Martin is American. So, and we were like working as a team. So when there was some PR communication, like press release, I was the one who was checking the Czech language. It was very funny. And now we went through some transformations over the time. Of course, there are more Czech people working, but still, that makes our organization a bit special. That because we have this kind of distance, a little bit from what's local arguments and local discourse. In the same time, we are very well connected because I worked for 7 years as a chief editor of the British Czech Architecture magazine. And then I burned out, basically. Yeah. So that's another thing. All the people who are working in our NGO are people who burned out in their previous career, and they take this as a second chance for their life. So that's my case. That's Martin's case. We work for a big landscape planning studio, like active globally. They have just tons of projects all around the world and just burned out. Another of my colleagues today worked as a culture manager for the Czech centers, did something like that institute or something like that in New York, also burned out. So that's one thing you should know. Don't work too much. Yeah, don't work too much. But it's difficult in NGO sector. Yeah. So I'm quite excited to be here in this beautiful city. It's my 2nd time in Romania. A lot of things changed. My first time was only in Bucharest. Yeah, so this is my first time in Timisoara, and it's actually great. Of course, I went to see the December Revolution Museum. That is a very amazing place. 1999, and I remember watching it on TV. I was 17 when the revolution came, and but what is different after 10 years revisiting Romania for me? What's very strange? There is much less street dogs. Yeah, maybe it's only Bucharest specialty, or was for Bucharest. Are there also street dogs in Timisoara or no? Not so many. Yeah. So it's a little bit lonely now. No? And the place of the street dogs is replaced by cars, like parking everywhere. No, that did not change. It was also before. Cars parking especially on sidewalks. No, it's something that is ever present now. It was in that time, and it's also now. So that's maybe. I don't care much for dogs, but cars. I would prefer to have a little bit less, maybe. Yeah. So I'm coming from Prague. This is equally and maybe less beautiful than Timisoara, but it's also fine. Yeah. There's a typical postcard image. Yeah, but postcards, of course, are lying always. No. So what is underneath? No, there's all the problems that we have is the urban sprawl, social stratification, and ghettoization. We have the social differentiation, color culture. No, is what I was mentioning. No, you can barely walk sidewalks sometimes. Segregation, like the gated communities, radicalization, aging, and all these things, the traditional public grounds. That's what basically makes us upset, no? We are all, the Martin, we are designers, architects, landscape designers. So we think we just want to get involved and we want to change things, yeah, because we are living in Prague, we want to live in Prague, and we want to live in a nice city, and we are really angry. So we are angry, we could say we are angry young men, we are not young anymore, but we are angry old men. Yeah. So that's our main motor for what we are doing. Yeah. And so we want to leave the city behind in a better shape than we got it from the previous generation. And that's Martin, the founder. He could speak at this spot actually instead of me tonight, but he's today in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. So that's also illustrating a little bit the scope and the scale in which we are operating. Yeah, he's today teaching at Sorbonne in Abu Dhabi. So what we ask as architects, what can architecture urbanism do for Europe? Yeah, that's really mass at our conference 2013. It's not easy. It's not easy answer. Are there any architects here? Who's architect here? Yeah. There are some architects. Who are students of architecture? Majority are colleagues. Okay. So that's a big question. Though. Can we do something? Yeah. So we believe in sharing. We believe that sharing ideas is actually the fastest way how to make our cities not only livable but also lovable. We believe that we can help with reSITE to bridge the gap between the design, policy, politics, administration, city administration, finance, that's basically investors, bankers, developers, and community as citizens, people on the streets. So that's what we want to do, because there are huge gaps between all of them. They are always fighting, like gunfiring, you know, across these gaps, and so it's not really much collaborative, no. It's not possible. That's what I said. We are just celebrating 5th anniversary here. So cheers. And how we started? Yeah, how we started. Yeah, that's the beginning. You just it's difficult to imagine where you want to go. So we thought, it's similar with our colleagues in various one. Let's start to organize some activities to induce this progress. No, so of course we started to invite the best architects. We thought that we could share some good practice with us, and we organized also some competitions, architecture competitions, so that the visions would come as the river bank of Vltava River. And then we thought we also should make some little physical interventions. So we reconstructed some pavilions or constructed some pavilions. We made some little design competitions for the public spaces. This was fundraised by the Kickstarter. We brought this round-number Berlin pavilion in 2012 to Prague next to the National Theatre. We built with our colleagues from Kolkol, Instant Park. You see the Prague Castle from the postcard behind there. So, you know, that's typical hipster stuff, no, hipster garbage, we call it. So, it was super popular, and of course, and it was nice, all our friends were happy, but after the summer, it was basically disposed, and nothing changed again, right? So this was a more ambitious project. This was a research project by Maria Davidova. That's this pavilion that is responding to the weather. You know, these kind of the plywood versus the humidity and so on. And so it's closing and opening. It was great. We were super happy, and she made a PhD on it. But again, nothing happened, right? So we organized these kind of parties, discussions. It's the biggest square in Prague. There's a park. There's Enrique Peñalo somewhere of Bogota, for example, talking with us under the trees. And again, we were super happy. Again, nothing happened, right? So then we rethought our concept completely. Just said, okay, it's good. We have maybe a little bit more friends, but there's nothing happening in the city, no, and it's still disaster. So we have to actually start to take it seriously. We have to put on us these things like white shirts and neckties, and let's talk with the municipality. No, let's play the serious game. No, and we approached the city that we want them to speak at our events and at our conference together with these specialists from the world, and to have some discussions about the problems that we are having in Prague. Not to have just lectures like my lecture here, but to have interaction and talk about the problems. So we organized, it was the first workshop we've organized with the Institute of Planning and Development of Prague. Actually, at the time, that was kind of the office of the city architect in Prague. Yeah. So in that time, they also went through quite a big revolution. So the old age people, you know, like they went maybe to the old people's homes, and the new generation of people came, and with the new mayor, we had a very young mayor, 35 years old, yeah, after last election. It's a history again. Now we have somebody else again, and his idea, he was a sociologist, a social geographist, and his idea was that he really wants to change the planning in the city, and he established this Institute of Planning and Development, and actually it was a restructurization of the older institution, but he invited the top and best people, graduates from some like schools like ETH in Zurich and so on, and suddenly we were on the same wave, yeah, so suddenly the puzzle just got together, and they were super happy that we were existing at the time. We were in the second year maybe, or third year, and so we were invited some notable global specialists like Ivan Kuchina, yeah, and of course some urban planners from the United States and so on, and some other people. And we discussed how to develop the international airport in Prague, for example. Yeah. Then we said that was actually our shortcut to the city hall. Yeah, this is the mayor of Prague. She's a little bit in bad resolution here, but she's the new mayor now, and she liked us quite for a while until Martin 2 months ago he said in an interview in a magazine that she cannot recognize the difference between urbanism and architecture, and since then she's not speaking with us. So now it's really a little bit more, yeah. But it was not intended like that. No, we are not really trying to be nice to her again. Yeah. Not only that they are co-financing us, you know. So, but it's one of the big reasons, of course. So this is the Minister of Regional Development of Czech Republic, for example, opening our and this is so. And the second strategy was go through investors and developers, because developers, they have also big problems. They are not in good communication with the municipality. There is always like this strange corruption structure, and lack of transparency, and developer is really like bad word in Prague. I don't know how it here, but it's like if you want to say that somebody is really bad, you tell him you are like developer. So this is but on this picture actually there are no developers. There's the Gabuhaini from Vienna, Timothy Matsura from Maxland from Rotterdam, like the top urban planners. And we are speaking about the large development area. Michael Sorkin from Europe. So we are speaking about the large development area in Prague, the largest development area in Prague, Budny. Yeah, it's supposed to become a center of the 21st century. And all the owners of the land were invited to the meeting. All the representatives of the municipality were invited. So that's another niche, I would say, niche in planning or in collaboration. And then we started to work with the Institute of Planning and Development and offering them like the new topics and the new agenda. So we brought people from Helsinki, for example, to teach us about open data, yeah, I think you heard about open. Is there someone who hasn't heard about open data yet? Everybody knows about open data, right? So it's I know if you have open data in Timisoara already, Prague has for 1.5 years now some first open data sets. It means these are the data that are existing in the computers and the municipality and are actually generated by the city, but they are just on the hard disks there and should be given to the public so that the public could build on these data. Yeah? So that was something that was very new a year ago when we started, and we also organized last year and this year the hackathon. Yeah, first Prague hackathon. It's a hackathon. It's hacking marathon with hackers, or let's say it's not the illegal thing. It's with IT developers. So we organized with some of these corporations, global evil corporations, this hackathon, and we got similar thing like London has. Of course, this is like much more complex. Yeah, that's in real time. You can see on this website what are the data generated by the city. Yeah, and it's changing like in front of your eyes. You can open this page on your computer. And since this year, Prague has also Prague dashboard. You see the Prague dashboard here. It's kind of first, I would say, test dashboard. And we started to, through this ministry level, we were invited to the UN Habitat meeting in Prague. Yeah, so it's the United Nations. You know, it's like these guys we know probably only from the TV, you know, the Ban Ki-moon or these things. So they're coming to Prague, all the northern hemisphere, and we were running as a reSITE, like our funny NGO. We are organizing the parallel program for the UN Habitat meeting in Prague. No? So there was, and because we think that what is important in planning and developing a city is not. There was our agenda we actually brought to the UN was that we believe in the win-win solutions. We don't believe in compromises, but we want to achieve win-win solutions. That was started something that is, I would say, not new, but it's something that nobody was tackling there actually, yeah, in the habitat meeting. So that's why we were somehow picked. This is one of our other workshops on urban commons. We cooperated with reSITE from Amsterdam and Marabella from Barcelona. Again, with the Institute of Planning Development about urban commons, no? How to make the city planning shareable with citizens. Yeah? It's another big topic, not to keep it only in the architectural box, in the expert box, but to open the box, you know, and look what is there. Yeah? Maybe there is just Revit or something. And of course, we developed a conference that some of the previous speakers actually attended already. This year we focused on migration and how migration influences the city development, and we had people like Saskia Sassen here on the stage, and it grew into the biggest urban planning conference in Central Europe. Central Europe is basically Czech, yeah, it's something else. So it's the euphemism, no? So the conference, yeah. So what is interesting now for us is this, yeah, municipal government. Yeah, these are this is the audience. Yeah, it's 1/4 of the audience. We want to still increase this because these are the decision makers. We love students. Yeah, we have a lot of students, but when the students will graduate, will get practice, and will get to the positions when they will make decisions and change the city for better, I will be already dead, right? I will be already on the graveyard. So this is fine, but we need these people because I want to still see changes here. So these are NGOs and other organizations like we are, cultural institutions that we like. Architects, urbanists, 12%. Others, journalists, we like journalists. We want more. Academics, yeah, academics are just only talking. No? So yeah, we don't make much campaign about academics, but it's fine. Attendance, now this is surprising. Of course, this is a little distorted, no? Just make it exaggerated. We like exaggerated. So, but still, we have like majority of women in the audience. That's quite perfect. And the speakers, this is 2015, we don't have yet the numbers from 2016. Speakers from 18 countries, audience from 16 countries. I haven't seen actually Romania, so you should change it. Yeah, you should come. You should come to reSITE. Yeah, we are just opening registration in a few weeks. Yes, so we have super secret topic for the next year. I won't tell you unless you register. Yeah. And we believe that all these people, yeah, all these, even the academics, yeah, but all the other groups as well, should collaborate on planning the city. This year we've organized the biggest ever planning game in Europe with Ekim Tan from Amsterdam, Play the City, an organization. We planned 12 parallel cities in groups in the number of 600 participants of this whole conference, and all the stakeholders were represented by groups of 5. There were like about 10 stakeholders around each plan, and discussing the policy. Yeah, it lasted like almost 2 hours, and then they were presenting. It was all kind of moderated process. And then they presented the result on the stage. So we got actually Toledo's conference upside down. We just put the audience on the stage. No, that was perfect. And this year we got the idea that, of course, this planning in the conference is very limited, no, because of the physical limits of the hall that is big already for us. So we have to go a little bit to the world with some electronic platform. Of course, electronic is not always you cannot. It's complementing. No, it's not either or. It should be both, right? Or more modes of communication. So this is our idea. City is in Czech. Still, we don't have English version, but we are working on the global version. That's digital platform for making city better. Yeah, we got. You can see it online already. Actually, it works. And so now we are getting to some hard data. How we pay for all that? No, I don't know actually. It's the revenue. 77%, 3/4 are sponsorships. Yeah, so that's also just if someone of you gets an idea to start and chill like this. We estimate that 2/3 of our time, work time, we actually put into the fundraising, not into the programming. Even me, I am a program writer, I'm supposed to work on program, but I'm giving the assistance to the fundraisers, assistance to the PR people, you know, because we the content, right? So all of us in total, 2/3 of our time is just fundraising. That's disaster, no, a little bit. But that's the reality, and only 1/3 is maybe going to the real program. And so these are the sponsors. I will tell you a little bit on the next slide who are the sponsors. Some of them are super strange sponsors, yeah, but we have grants. We have some grants. It's now changed. This is the European grant, actually, was mentioned. And we have also the conference revenue, because not all our events are free. Yeah, we have the registration fee for the conference, and many participants actually are complaining that it's too high. Yeah, because we offer like meals and we offer like all these translations and everything costs, and but still it's not really covering anything, right? So still it's super cheap. Budget. What we earn and what we spend. So salaries are about half. The cost to produce our conference is our main annual event. Yeah, we don't have many other events. We have like only 3 small events during the year, but it eats up like 30% of our budget. Only the production, the fees for the speakers, airplane tickets, and so on and so on. Yeah, and then there's some marketing, and you see this is just about the number of partners. You know, this is not the money they give us. No, this is just we have about 75 partners. So these are the partners, like financial partners. I would say these are the media partners, donors, sponsors, auspicious. Yeah. So 74, and you have to communicate with all these partners. Yeah. So it's very, I would say, frustrating, no, sometimes. But it makes us happy, no. At the same time, this rich portfolio of partners actually proves that these people see it works to support us. No? So it means all these people are the stakeholders in the city and they think that it's good what we are doing. Just 74 institutions like this, and so it's not so bad. Yeah. So 1/3 of the budget actually City of Prague is giving. Yeah. But now this is a problem because Martin said in the interview very bad thing of the mayor. So maybe this is just gone. Yeah, and we are just now very stressed. It's very stressful. Fenta, no, it's the big developer. Yeah, they can give maybe one quarter of our budget. And then we have like many smaller, like Vodafone Foundation, that's the mobile phone operator who pays for the work of the UX designer for the new platform, for example. And we have some engineering firm, we have some architecture firm. We have all these like Dutch embassies and all these embassies, you know, as it was also already mentioned here, and some media companies and so on. So we've launched also this year the Friends of reSITE, or 2 years ago, Friends of reSITE. So it's possible to support us through the Friends of reSITE program. And this is the structure, how we do it. And it's super small, but you should more or less forget about this part because this is kind of symbolical advisory board, supervisory board, but this is the real production team. Martin as a founder and director, we have program director, and there are like, you should imagine like 3-4 more people in here. There is a finance manager or the office manager is the same person. There is a marketing and I would say a PR manager, and we have House Daniel for developing the platform, participation platform, and we have fundraiser. But there's only one person who has a full-time contract. Yeah, I'm working for reSITE 3 days a week. Yeah. Then I'm doing some completely different things, like I'm teaching and I'm working with a magazine and so on, and I'm lecturing here and so on. So it's kind of that's the reality, you know. And sorry. That's okay. So this is the last image. Actually, you saw it already. This is the. This is the creative momentum that we just started. You can see Association of Berkeley Architects. Yes. You can see Contemporary Architecture Center, CAP, yeah. And some others, Mindspace, Kunstrepublik from Germany, reSITE. So, and the main and the kind of the lead partner is the Goethe Institute. Goethe Institute in Prague, yeah. So Shared Creative Momentum, founded by the European. Yeah. And I will show you just one short video because often we are asked, actually we are doing so many things, but what is our impact? Yeah, it's very difficult to say what is our impact. So we created a little video as an answer to that. Yeah. Thank you.